Coming up next on this edition of In the City. Join me as I take a tour with the airport director of the new Murfreesboro Municipal Airport. Also, swimming pool season is right around the corner and we talk with the city's aquatics coordinator. Plus, the VITA Free Tax Prep program is underway. And in February, a large portion of the country was affected by a major snowstorm. The city street department worked around the clock to keep our roads safe. We find out how they tackled it. We'll tell you all about those stories and more coming up right now on this edition of In the City. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Linn White. The new Murfreesboro Municipal Airport Terminal replaced the old one that was built in 1952. Airport Director Chad Gerke takes me on a personal tour of this beautiful facility. Well, we are finally here. This has been a few months in the making for us to come out here and show everyone this beautiful new space.
I'm glad you came today. This is exciting. We've only been in here a few months, and this is just a wonderful place for all the people that come into Murfreesboro, whether you're coming in from the city or you're coming into Murfreesboro for the first time. We hope that this makes a great impression of our community and the people that we have here. So you can see from the entry here, it's wide open, it's very spacious, and it's a direct line from the land side to the air side. And so it's a quick transition, and it's a neat space if you just need to hang out. And one of the things that happens here a lot, Michael Linn, is that we have pilots that come in and bring businesses in here. And the people that are on board the aircraft go out and do their business here in Murfreesboro, whether they're doing construction or already have an established business here. The pilots are here usually stuck during the whole day waiting. Okay. So we have a beautiful area here for them to wait. And in the old facility, we just didn't really have that. So let me show you that as we walk through the facility here. So here we have the lounge for the pilots. The pilot lounge. This is a really cool area. And like you say, Chad, before there was nowhere really for the pilots to go and hang out. Now they have this nice, beautiful kind of private room. They want to rest. They've usually been up early to take care of the aircraft and take care of the crew and all that. So they want to come in and rest. So in here we have lounges for them to sit at, do some work, some coffee, things like that. We also have what's called a little snooze room where they can take a nap and be in the dark and be getting their rest for the next flight. We also have a restroom with a shower and all that. Some of them may come into town and golf while they're here or work out or whatever. Mm-hmm. They can get refreshed and be ready for the flight on the way home. This is really the great view that we were able to accomplish with this building. Smith Design Build and Jim Lowen with Lowen & Associates designed this building. And one of the key aspects of this building was this view, this observation area, both on the first floor and the second. And you can see what a gorgeous view this is of the airfield. You can see all the planes taking off and landing. I know today that you said because of the weather, there's no one flying. Yeah, the weather's a little poor today, so there's not a lot of activity. But here you can see just a really cool area to hang out and oversee the airfield. Probably a view of Murfreesboro that not a lot of people have seen. Yes, exactly. If you've never been out here, and if you're curious about the airport, the public is welcome out here. We want the public to come. We want the Murfreesboro community to feel welcome out here and to see everything that all the cool stuff that's going on out here. This is a really neat space, and we look forward to using it, not just for the daily, for people to come in and watch, but also this will be a space for Chamber of Commerce events and other civic events. Since it's so wide open and such a neat venue, some music and everything will be really cool in here. And we can celebrate all kinds of things in Murfreesboro here in this building. Yes, exactly. So we can go down this way into the business center. Yes. And one of the first things you need if you're going to have a big meeting or event is you need a good kitchen. So we have a catering kitchen in here, and we're still setting up some of the items in here, but we do have warmers, convection oven, refrigerator, freezers, ice makers, sinks that allow us to clean up after ourselves, and just a great space for caterers to come in and be able to take care of an event, whatever that is, if it's meetings or wedding parties, whatever, this is the space that they can use. This is the business center, and right now we have it set it up for the work session that will be happening here on Wednesday. Right now it's set up for around 30 people, but in a classroom setting we can get over 100. You can see multiple screens, a great speaker system. We have these tables here for like a classroom setting. We also have round tables if we wanted to do a more formal type setting. There we can have around 80 people in here. So it's very versatile. We've kept it that way. We can change this around into different configurations for whatever the event calls for. If it's a lecture or if it's actually a working type event where people are going to be pulling up their computers or whatever with the speaker, it's very versatile, and we've got the technology so that you can really get a lot accomplished in this room.
This is the conference room.
This is a little bit smaller if you're just having a more quaint business meeting. This allows for a little bit smaller group here. You can have maybe up to 12 to 15 people in here. All these rooms are Zoom rooms with cameras and all that. That's become very popular, but allows us to have meetings here and across the country to wherever their headquarters are or wherever we're meeting other folks at. The idea here is that a lot of businesses that fly in may have a meeting that they want to set up in town. Now, they may not want to get too far away from the airport. They may want to keep it very quiet as they conduct their initial business here in the city. And this gives them a place to come in very quietly, come in, have their meeting, set up whatever they're trying to accomplish here in this community. So it's also a space that we'd lease out to other folks that want to have a smaller type venue, a smaller group. Again, we can set these tables and chairs up any way that they would like to accomplish whatever kind of meeting they're having.
Yes, and again, community involvement, everything that the pilots need, you can set it up right here on site, which is really exciting. It's a beautiful new space. So, Chad, we're really excited that this is here, and I know you are too. If someone wants information about these rooms or anything else about the airport, where's the best place?
Just give us a call at 615-848-3254, and they can ask for me, Chad Gerke, or they can just check us out on the website. We'll be having information on this coming onto the website soon. This is brand new, so we're getting all the type of rental type information rolling pretty soon so that we're out ready for this spring or summer, when we hope we can have a little bit better opportunities to meet and gather in bigger groups.
Yes, because right now it's a little slow, just like everything else, because no one's meeting. But you know what? As he said, you can have a Zoom meeting in here if you need to. And all of the latest technology. This really is a beautiful building. You've done a great job. The airport, again, is such an important part of our community from an economic standpoint, and also people come out here to have fun too.
Exactly.
So, and MTSU flies in here, so it's just an integral part of our community if you did not know anything about the airport. So definitely come out here and check it out.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Michael Linn White, CityTV. Murfreesboro's Aquatics Department took advantage of COVID-19 closures to address some maintenance issues with Patterson Park's swimming pool. As things slowly start to reopen, the Aquatics Department for Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation is still not 100% open, but is moving in the right direction.
COVID, like everybody, greatly impacted us. We shut down, restricted schedules, moved people around, constantly changing the way we've done things, cleaning tremendous amounts. When we first shut down with COVID and started to reopen and look at reopening, every week we were developing new plans, procedures, anything we could do to try and figure out a way to get people back in and working out.
While Patterson Pool was shut down for COVID, some maintenance issues were able to be taken care of.
Yeah, with us being shut down, we already had a project planned anyway, and that was to replace the dehumidification system. It's something we've been trying to get done for years, and it just kind of lined up, and we were able to start working on it. The dehumidification system, it's basically an HVAC system. It controls the air and the humidity levels in here. So if you've ever been here before, you could always sense that it was hot, that it was really humid. It wasn't extremely comfortable to be in. With the new system that we have in place, it provides that comfort. It makes it a much more friendly environment to be on the deck and in the water. One of the things people don't realize is the air around the pools plays a major role in how the water feels to the swimmer as well. And we're able to provide that consistency now. Indoor pools in general, they're harsh on everything around them, especially when it comes to if you don't have the best air quality going in around it. During this time, we had all the ductwork replaced. We had the walls painted, so now they're all bright and fresh and inviting looking.
They also replaced the surface of the pool that had exceeded its life expectancy.
We had a basic white Marcite plaster before, typically has like a 7 to 8 year lifespan. We hit that, and with us being a busy facility, it showed its age. It needed to be replaced. We were able to come back, get it redone, which it's kind of cool the way they get it out. They basically used a 40,000 PSI pressure washer to blast a lot of it off. But we came back with a upgraded material, which has like a quartz aggregate added in with it, so it's more comfortable to walk on. It's longer lasting. It has over about a 12-year expectancy on it. It will hold up to staining a lot better. It looks better. If you look at the pool behind me, it's a nice, bright, inviting blue color, the way it should be. No, we're excited to get the kids back in here. This pool, it's set up for them. It has the zero depth entry for the little kids. I know my daughters love that. The nice play feature, the slide, they love it. It's great. It's a lot different than SportsCom across town, which is a rectangle in the water set up more so for aerobics, lap swim, and exercise-based programming. To get the most up-to-date schedules, check out our Facebook, the city website. We'll post everything there and let you know. We're excited to get everyone back in here. We want to be open as soon as we can.
The Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, or VITA, is going on now through April. We have all the details of this great community service. The VITA program is a great free resource for our community.
One of United Way's core building blocks for quality of life is financial stability. And so the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, or VITA, allows us to provide families the opportunity to have their taxes prepared for free by a trained volunteer so that they can earn their income credit and also save on tax prep fees.
If your household earned less than $66,000 in 2020, you are eligible for this program. You can also take advantage of the Earned Income Tax Credit program.
These programs are staffed by highly qualified volunteers who will help you prepare your taxes.
Doing taxes properly could put money back in your pocket that might have been left on the table.
Each year, United Way's VITA program typically returns about $2 million back into the pockets of residents of Rutherford and Cannon counties.
The Earned Income Tax Credit is one of the nation's largest anti-poverty programs.
EITC has helped low to moderate income families. They've either gotten a significant tax break or they've gotten a much-needed refund.
This year, taxpayers can use their 2019 earned income to compute the credit rather than 2020 if the 2019 income is higher.
Many workers and families are eligible for this credit if their earned income was less than $57,000.
To take advantage of these programs and to check if you qualify, visit yourlocaluw.org/VITA or simply call 211. For CityTV, Michael Linn White. For nearly a week in February, Middle Tennessee was affected by a major winter storm. And while most of us were staying at home and off the roads, the Murfreesboro Street Department was working overtime to keep roads clear.
For nearly a week in February, Middle Tennessee was affected by a major winter storm. And while most of us were staying at home and off the roads, the Murfreesboro Street Department was working overtime to keep roads clear.
You know, I think it's the largest storm we've had in 5 years. First good major event. I think it's the longest we've been below freezing, like top 5 in history since they've been keeping those records. So it was a tough storm. Came in as all nothing but sleet. We got about an inch of sleet there in just a short amount of time. And once it got run over by vehicular traffic, it made it tough on our equipment trying to get the roads cleared on that. It seemed like every time we get the roads cleared, main roads opened up, another batch of precipitation would come in and just drill us again. The forecast pretty much held together over the week leading up to it, so we had a pretty good idea that this was probably going to be the real deal here. And before that, we had crews out cleaning the road, cleaning drains, making sure we had the roads opened up so that we could get the snow off of it and it melts and get it draining. But we also had other crews here at the shop preparing the trucks, because the trucks that we use are dump trucks. We just don't have trucks sitting around for salt. And then, when the time was right and the conditions met, we started having some precipitation falling. So when everything was ready to go at that point, we were able to hit the road running. This event came in as a frozen precipitation right off the bat, but the temperatures were so cold leading up to it that we were afraid if we were to apply the brine to the roads that it wouldn't dry, it would freeze, just at how cold it was going to be. I think both crews had over 80 hours for the week. I mean, that's a long time. They were working 12-hour shifts. Can't say enough about them. I mean, they worked so hard. They stayed after it. They had a great attitude. I mean, we feel like we got some of the best people in this city, Murfreesboro, working down here for us. And, you know, we always said that, but they proved us right again. Yeah, we were very fortunate. Everybody did a really good job operating their vehicles and machinery. There were no accidents. And when you're plowing and you're running backhoes in the right of way and you're running skid steers and you're running loaders and cars zipping by you, to say that we made it through this storm, accident-free is a big testament to how these guys and gals operate down here with safety, being safety-oriented. And, we had a few things break here and there, but it was normal wear and tear. I mean, we were scraping ice. When you're scraping and plowing ice, I mean, there's a lot of things that can go wrong and a lot of things that can break. And when it did break, Fleet Department kept us running. Fleet Services was right there with us every step of the way. They had mechanics on there around the clock. When we had something go down, they dropped what they were doing and got right on our stuff, and we do really appreciate what they did for us. And also, you want to clean your trucks really good, too. Once you get the salt spreaders out, I mean, you were driving in this, you got salt all over your vehicles, so it takes a while to get all your equipment cleaned back up and fixed. So all the roads that we were on, treating and scraping, we're back on now fixing potholes. So we basically took the same route schedule and list that we used the whole event, and now we're back on it doing potholes. We got 6 crews running potholes. They've been running them, for 2 or 3 days. We're in the road. Put your phone down, slow down when you see the amber lights. We don't want anything to happen. We want everybody to go home safe to their families at the end of the day. Well, having great people to operate the equipment's one thing, and also having the support of council and administration for them to allow us to have this type of equipment in case of these events right here. They put a lot of trust in us, and they've allowed us to have the equipment to do these type of jobs.
With an increasing number of stuck in an elevator calls, the Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department conducted much-needed elevator training. For most metropolitan areas in the country, elevator rescues are a common occurrence, and Murfreesboro is no different.
We go on a lot of calls of people being stuck in elevators, elevators stalling between floors, and having to go and assist the people in getting out of the elevator and everything. And this gives us a better knowledge of how the elevator works and how to better get them out of the elevator safely.
Captain Burgess, being proactive, engaged with an elevator technician to set up this training.
A lot of fire departments don't do this type of training, but what happened was after we saw a couple of people that we have removed from elevators and stuff, I ran into one of the techs that was working on the elevator at the time and asked him if he wouldn't mind showing us the workings of the elevator and how safely to get people off of it and everything in case they got stalled or mechanical problems or anything like that. And he was more than happy to help us out any way he can.
What makes these elevator rescues challenging is there are lots of different manufacturers.
You have different varieties of them. You have, you have the cable system, you have the hydraulic system, and now they're coming out with a new one that he was just talking about today. That we're going to try to find someone here in Murfreesboro that has one of them, so we can go and get our hands on it and look at it, and that way we're more safely, working around these elevators.
If you've ever been trapped in an elevator, it can feel very uneasy, which can make rescues more challenging.
You have a lot of people that are claustrophobic, so when they get inside of one of them and you have some air moving inside of them from a fan or, that's inside the car itself, but, you can get pretty hot, just inside of a stalled elevator, and like I said, a lot of people are claustrophobic and want to get out. Most of the time they call us right off the bat because, you could have a medical emergency going on inside of one, at that given point in time. The courthouse, it has several elevators on it. The new Justice Building here that they just built, they have 4 elevators within it. Anything right now that most of the time is over 2 or 3 stories is going to have an elevator, and some of them that are 1 and 2 stories has an elevator in them. So it just basically depends on what they put into that building when they build it, but it's up to us to know how to make it work properly.
Not only are there different elevator manufacturers, there are different methods depending on the situation.
There's different ways to get them out, but we want to do it the most safe way. So that's why we were thankful that these professionals came in and were able to work with us on putting stuff together so that we are being safe for the public of Murfreesboro.
Knowing how the elevators work will keep them from having to tear into the elevator and causing expensive bills for businesses.
A lot of it's how the doors function, how they open and how they close, so that way we're not damaging the door, so that when we're done, the doors will close and you have no access to the shaft that the elevator's in. Especially on hydraulics, lower it all the way down to the bottom floor and remove the people from it, so that way you don't have to worry about it moving. So we're working on different techniques, and so that no matter what we come across, we can be safe for the public and for us while we're trying to get them out of the elevator. Because if we damage that door, we're not preserving property, which is one of the main things for firefighters to do. We're causing damage and causing an expense on that building person that owns the building, and we don't want to do that. We want to do it without causing the public any more money than what we have to. We're here for the public. We're here for the people of Murfreesboro. We're here to give them the best service possible, and by doing training like this right here, it really helps the people of Murfreesboro out.
The United Way partners with the Rutherford County Health Department for the annual community baby shower to support new and expecting families. The community baby shower is once again a big success thanks to United Way and the Rutherford County Health Department, along with generous help from the community.
We've worked with many of our corporate partners to be able to collect diapers, onesies, bottles, blankets, all kinds of necessities.
Over the past few months, over 10,000 items were collected to give out to new parents and expecting families. United Way offers many resources for families like infancy CPR classes and baby dental care.
Making sure that the parents or the caregivers have the tools, the information and resources they need to be the best parent or caregiver.
Over 400 bags were given out during this year's drive-through shower. If you missed this event and need assistance or for more information, contact the Rutherford County Health Department or yourlocaluw.org. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. We find out more about how Murfreesboro works with community partners on economic development in the downtown area.
Hey, there's a lot of things to be excited about in Murfreesboro, but speaking from experience and being a downtown person, I am so excited about what's happening in our downtown area. A person told me a long time ago that you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you've been. And that's one of the things I'm proud of, the investment that not only the city of Murfreesboro has made, but that the county has made in our downtown area. And it really relates all back to partnership. The partnership with Main Street that we all have had shows the commitment to making sure that our downtown stays vibrant, that our downtown becomes a place and continues to become a place where jobs are created and people can work.
The historic downtown in Murfreesboro, once named the capital of Tennessee because of its central location in 1818, has been a place to shop, meet friends, work with the city and county government, and take care of general business for over 200 years. It has created a sense of place for our community. Currently, the downtown area is a bustling business district with over 400 small businesses. As Murfreesboro continues to grow and spread out, it is more important than ever that the residents of our city support the small business owners nestled in the downtown. Downtown encompasses many different things to different people. It is the center for government, culture, and arts, churches, and financial institutions. Downtown provides an important space where members of all segments of the community can meet equally for parades, speeches, rallies, and family-friendly events. Downtown functions as a tourist attraction for out-of-town guests to come visit landmarks, historical homes, murals, unique shops, and restaurants. Main Street Murfreesboro is excited to continue our collaboration with the City of Murfreesboro and the Rutherford County government on economic development and promoting the historic downtown.
Being a business downtown is one of the most rewarding things we've ever been involved with. Getting to take care of our community, friends, and neighbors is just one of the most rewarding experiences we've ever had.
It's so important for people to support local businesses, especially here in the historic downtown. Small businesses put back so much money into our local economy. There's just things that you can get downtown, whether it's cool items or just spectacular service that you can't necessarily get, at larger corporations. You really get that with small businesses.
Being a business downtown for us is kind of like being home. We feel closer to the community, our customer base, and feel like we're truly able to participate in the community life and all that it brings.
For me, being a business owner downtown is humbling. The beauty of the historic downtown is plainly its history. It's important for our community to support small businesses because that's how we express our identity as a community. A small business is where the members of our community get to showcase their talents and their creativity.
Business downtown to us is a sense of community. We've got a lot of fellow business owners, attorneys, a lot of folks that have businesses downtown, kind of make it feel like a community.
I love every bit of the downtown and just the history of it, you know. Not being from Murfreesboro and then coming and visiting here when I was younger, you know, that downtown area was just like, it was always so cool, the big houses and the businesses.
The city's role as it relates to economic development and attracting new businesses downtown really, for the most part, is us making sure that we have good public infrastructure, that the businesses that are coming downtown have what they need for their businesses to run properly. Make sure they have a good water supply, to make sure their water and sewer capacity meets the needs of the use of the building that they are going to place their business in. The other aspect that we try to also do is to make sure that their planning process, their rezoning or their planning site submittal, those types of opportunities are also streamlined to make sure that that process is a lot easier than most opportunities working within other cities. We make sure that that's not a hindrance or an opportunity for them as they come in to rebuild, renovate their buildings. We really try to make sure we work closely with Main Street to see what feedback they're getting from their current clients as to opportunities that we can utilize the partnership with the City of Murfreesboro. Look at opportunities so walkability is better. The other opportunity is what can we do to make sure that we reduce the traffic on the city square in the downtown area, to make sure we're taking safety into consideration, to make sure we're promoting the downtown presence and activity, but keeping in mind safety as we do that.
We recently brought you a story about a traffic calming program the city has implemented. One of the pilot programs the city is conducting is traffic cushions installed on Alexander Boulevard. The neighborhood had to apply and meet requirements for this study. Alexander is a long, straight road that connects DeJarnette Lane with Tennessee Boulevard. The speed cushions have now been installed, and the city will be gathering information for 6 months to see if they are working and if traffic on the road is slowing down. There are 6 sets installed, 1 in each lane and 1 in the middle. Emergency vehicles will be able to straddle them. To go over them comfortably, cars will need to slow down to 15 to 20 miles per hour. Stay tuned for a follow-up piece on the information the city's gathered. Murfreesboro City Schools is proud to announce the 2020-2021 Teachers of the Year. Teachers from each school are nominated for the prestigious Education Award given by the Tennessee Department of Education. 26 teachers were chosen by their peers for the honor based on their commitment to teaching excellence both in and outside the classroom. These teachers were recognized for their outstanding abilities and their willingness to devote their professional lives to enrich the lives of students. 2 educators were selected as system-level honorees and will represent MCS at the regional level. Mark Hale from Irma Siegel Elementary and Tierra Vance from Discovery. MTSU School of Nursing, in partnership with the Rutherford County Health Department, joins the State Farm Operations Center as a site for eligible Rutherford County residents to receive free COVID-19 Moderna vaccines. The MTSU site will offer vaccines by appointment only on Thursdays and Saturdays in Case and Kennedy Nursing Building. MTSU is emphasizing that appointments will be required and only persons meeting current state protocols for eligibility will be permitted to use the MTSU Vaccination Center. Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the City of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see any of the stories that you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Linn White, and until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.